Welcome back. Every Thursday on News 9, we're going in depth with Oklahoma City Police Chief Gourley.
Well, this week we're going to talk to him about the increased number of emergency calls requiring a SWAT team. Here's our Lisa Monahan.
Now and every week is Oklahoma City Police Chief Gourley. Chief, we have seen a lot of the department's TAC team recently, especially in the last few weeks, people getting called out. Some know them as SWAT team. Can you kind of walk us through what they do? What sort of calls are they responding to?
Sure. Anytime there's an incident where maybe you're dealing with an armed individual, a hostage situation, someone that's barricaded in a home or a business, that's when you're more likely to see the tactical unit. And the reason they're called out is they have a lot of specialized equipment, specialized training. We want to try to resolve these in a peaceful manner. And so they're going to come out on those type of calls so that our officers on the scene don't have to go rushing in and create an encounter that's not necessary.
Okay, so now that we know what the team does, how are these officers trained? I know they go through a lot of training behind the scenes.
They do. They train every month. They train 3 days a month. They receive very specialized training. There's also, prior to getting on the team, there's a 2-week school that they go through. And during that school, they learn a lot of things about the team in general and you know, the weapons and the specialized, less lethal equipment that they have, and just the tactics in general. And so they go through a lot of training to get to that point to be a part of the team.
It has been a busy year for the TAC team, no doubt. Standoff just Wednesday morning. They've nearly topped the amount of calls this year. We still have 2 months to go. Is there a particular reason we're starting to see this increase?
I think the biggest reason you're seeing it is we just went through a year-long training process with all of our officers with our reality-based training unit. And what we're teaching our officers is not to rush in on these type of calls, these barricaded situations, these things that are higher threat level. What we're teaching the officers in the field is to contain the situation, establish a perimeter, and keep that person that's a danger from getting out of the residence. And while that person is contained, then we want to call the specialized units out to deal with that. And it's important to note too that when our TAC team is called out, it's not just the officers that you see in the barricade or the officers that are going in with that entry team. The TAC team also includes negotiators, so they come out with specialized equipment to try to communicate with that individual and talk them out of the situation. And then also our bomb squad shows up, and the bomb squad has a lot of specialized robots and other equipment that we can try to resolve the situation without putting an officer in harm's way.
And oftentimes these end peacefully. I mean, so when you take a look at the numbers, we had those up just a moment ago. They've responded to 18 calls just as of last week. October, if you're comparing it to those 18, you see right there for 2021, 8 call-outs in 2020. So we are seeing those go up. But most of the time, I just want to reiterate, those do end peacefully.
Yes, and that's the goal, and that's why the negotiators are there to try to communicate, get that person out. Again, the tactical unit has much more less lethal type of devices rather than, you know, regular weapons that you see. So they're trying to get this person out of there safely, especially if they have a hostage. We don't want to escalate that situation. And they have a very good track record of doing that.
Great insight, Chief. Thanks so much for being with us today and every week. To join in on the conversation, you can email questions to chatwiththechief@griffin.news, and we'll see you next week.